City Chateau in Hollywood, California. It's the B.D. Freeman Show. Tonight's guest is musician TAYLOR SACKSON. Brought to you by the fine folks at Red Bull. And now, B.D. Freeman.
Hey, why don't you say let's go? Hey, what do you know? It's the B.D. Freeman Show. Hey, what do you do? You sit your foot down while I talk to you. Hey, be on my team, or else you'll get low self-esteem. The B.D. Freeman Show. Yeah! I want you guys to know that right before the show, I asked the audience if they'd sing along, and they were like, yeah, we're totally into it. And when I just did it, I did it alone. So we got a great show for you tonight. Go take care of yourselves, wash your hands, get a bite to eat, come on back. Tonight's show is going to be groovy, baby. Talk to you in a minute. All right? See you then. Better than that, come on! Yeah! I believe there was a line about low self-esteem in the opening. So I've been playing a lot of GTA. Was this GTA, right, Brandon? That's Auto? Yeah. It's the only game that I've learned how to play, man. So I'm playing like GTA 6, you know, and it's terrifying. It's terrifying. They have people who are being murdered all the time. People are being jumped. People who are being just beat down and like just constantly. It doesn't end, you know. And the neighborhood that I live in the GTA world, is a really, really bad neighborhood. In fact, I've taken to sleeping with my Xbox controller under my pillow at night. Because I worry about what could possibly happen. A lot of people are making like a side gig these days to get a little more scratch going. A lot of people I know are making bed and breakfasts. I like the idea of that. I like the idea of making a bed and breakfast. Only, giving somebody a warm bed, that's easy, but then getting up in the morning and having to like cook for them and take their orders and all that. I can't do it. I can't do that. So I think that I still could make a bed and breakfast, but it would just be called bed. And breakfast if you want to go down the street to the 7-Eleven. But if you do, knock on my door because I might be hungry too. And take my order before you go. And breakfast. In my mind, that sounded much funnier. Everybody, we got a really good show for you tonight. You guys come on back, and we're going to have ourselves some fun and some music, and you don't want to miss it. I'll see you guys in a second. Tonight is a very special night. I've been waiting for this for a little while, man, because I love this person. I love this singer, and I want to hear their story. What's up, everybody? It's B.D. Freeman. Welcome back to the B.D. Freeman Show. I am B.D. Freeman. Tonight's going to be a real special night because we got somebody who I've wanted to have on the show for a long time. And I want to hear all about their story and listen to their music. And we're going to get down tonight. Can you feel it? Ladies and gentlemen, straight off of the stages of American Idol, TAYLOR SACKSON.
Thanks for having me.
So starting off, where are you from?
From a few places. It's hard to answer this question. I was born in the Midwest.
Ooh, wait a minute. Why is it hard to answer the question?
Because I feel like I'm from a lot of places, so it's hard to narrow it down. But I was born in the Midwest, and then I was raised in Phoenix, and I also have lived here for a good chunk of time, so I feel like I'm from a lot of places. I don't know.
So whereabouts in the Midwest? I'm a Midwestern too.
I was born in the UP of Michigan, and I lived in Minneapolis for a lot of my childhood, and
Very cool.
grew up in Phoenix after that. So, yeah.
I'm a Wisconsin boy. So when did you start picking up your first instrument?
I honestly don't know. I think I asked for a guitar when I was probably 6. Wasn't super good at it, but I took lessons my whole childhood pretty much, and so I've been playing for about, I guess, 20 years.
No, it's like when you're a kid, like there's a lot of things that stick or don't stick.
Yeah.
How come you think the guitar did?
I don't know. I grew up listening to music nonstop, and my dad is a huge music fan. No one in my family plays instruments, but I was going to concerts weekly as a kid, so I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to be on that stage too.
How are you like getting out at 6 years old and going to concerts weekly?
I had a really cool dad. I still have a really cool dad, yeah.
Right on. All right, Dad! You get home from the Metallica concert by at least 4 a.m., young lady.
No, literally. There was a concert series in Minneapolis called Concerts in the Park, and my dad took me every week, and there was one instance where he lost me in the crowd and couldn't find me, and I was on stage with Lynrd Skynrd as like a 3-year-old.
What? Oh, hell yeah, man.
So I don't know. I don't know life without it.
Do you remember what song you were up there with Skynrd with?
I don't. I was 3. Sorry.
Oh no! Well, it will keep me up tonight.
I'll ask my dad and let you know. Yeah.
So, like, when was the first time that you were in front of an audience playing?
I don't know. Honestly, I mean, I was doing like karaoke and stuff even as a kid. So I probably 6 or younger.
When did you know? When did it happen that you? Did it come from someone else? Was it just you? Was it your folks? When did you know I'm good at this?
I still don't know that I do know that. Honestly.
I have listened to a lot of your music over the last
Thank
week
you.
Because that's my job. I've got to do that. And believe me, yeah, you're good.
Thank you. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I think that I would lose a lot of my brand if I believed in myself. So I think I'm going to listen to what you're saying and then pretend I didn't hear it. So thank you.
Oh. You're welcome. Golly. I use a lot of my brand every morning around 6:30 a.m.
Nice. Whatever that means, I'm really happy.
When you get older, you'll understand.
Okay.
So, did you team up with people? Did you feel good about teaming up with people, or were you always the kind of person that says, I want to do this on my own. I just need just me.
I mean, I started off as a kid joining bands and stuff like that, and I was always like a band leader, gathering friends and making them make music with me because I needed them. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it kind of just always turned into me leading the ship and I just kind of got sick of leading a ship and getting a fifth of the credit. So I stopped being in bands, and now that's why I just do projects under my name, because it's always been just me.
Yeah.
Even if other people were a part of it, it was always just me, you know? So I guess it's always been the same, but now I just get to actually walk around and have my name on things.
So let me ask you this. This is going to be a weird question,
It's
but
okay.
how does it feel to be cool?
I don't think I am, but thank you. What about you?
I'm not cool.
You have like the textbook cool guy hat on though, you know? Like you bought that and thought it was cool. You didn't buy that and think I'm gonna look like a
So
fucking
if I was
nerd.
like 2.5 feet tall with like a 22-pound axe on my shoulder and then the brawny shirt guy and I was walking around, I would look like I was cutting down trees. I
Sure.
have no idea why I said that. That was the worst analogy ever made on television.
Because I was gonna just say yeah.
I should have let it ride.
Yeah.
I should have just let it ride.
Because trees vary in scale, you know? So you could be a small guy cutting trees and it's still what you're doing.
Cutting small trees.
Yeah. So maybe you're not mega cool, but you're still cool.
That somehow hurt. No, but I want to know, like, what does it feel like? You know, this is something that I found in as an entertainer. Most comedians I know want to be rock stars. Most rock stars I know want to be comedians.
Interesting. So what's the question?
You want to be a comedian?
No.
Well, you blew my theory out of the water.
No, I don't. I think though there is like a rhythm on stage similar to comedy, you know? Like you're still trying to keep people's attention and you can't always be singing. Sometimes you want to tune your guitar and you have to talk to people. So I do think there is, again, like a rhythm to that, similar to what you do.
Is it hard to date?
Hard to date?
Yeah, because you've got like all these guys that are up there for the last 3 hours watching you sweating and gyrating and rocking out, you know, and like they just all feel like, she was just my girl, you know. Like, does that happen a lot where you've got to run into that and deal with it?
I think women in
ways?
any industry could get any man they wanted to, period. So I don't really know how to answer that. But no, I don't really think about men on any capacity on stage. So.
No, I'm saying, does it make it difficult for you when you're just out living your life? And then these guys have seen you perform and they want to come up and they want to come up and they want to come up. Does it make it?
I see what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
No, because I think that women have to also find a rhythm with using men to their benefit. So the more men that think they can get in my pants, the better, honestly.
You know, I'm going to have to agree with you.
Right.
And so I always wonder, but you know, I'm in a room of, you know, what, 200-300 people or more. But like for you, you might be doing like some festival where it's like 10,000 people. You know, I just wonder, how do you even get yourself up for it, and how do you come down afterwards?
That's a really good question. I think as a slight narcissist, I don't really think about it. I just get excited and go. I think every singer is, honestly, in some capacity. So I've just always loved the energy of other people. I don't know. I've always been an extrovert. So just kind of getting that like times a million on a stage is just like, it just feels good. I don't know. So I don't really like think about it. But then after I play, I'm always worn out and like just sick of humans, and I usually don't even listen to music in the car on the way home, and I need quite a bit of time to decompress after a show. So yeah, I don't know. I think the one thing is like after performing, people very generously want to come up to me and say something really nice, and I'm always very grateful for it. But sometimes too, it feels like disingenuous to say thank you, however many times, So that's something I'm always working on, is just making sure that I'm genuinely making sure people feel grateful or making sure they feel appreciated for listening and, attending shows.
I like more that you said you like making people feel grateful for you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic right there. We have to take a quick break. When we come back, it's going to be more Taylor Sackson. I'm looking over this way. I'm not trying to fool you guys at all. I am so tired right now. I haven't slept for the last 5 days because that's showbiz. So yeah, I'm looking over everything. What's it to you? We'll be right back after the commercial. Everybody come on back.
Some things are better, and some things are not. The whole world's on fire, but I found a cool spot. I borrow her wisdom, what she say. I can't do you justice, not a good day. Well, you brought the summer boys painted with heat, and made me the driver, but you built the street. I wish I felt lucky to share your space, but there's not enough of you left in this place. Oh,
American Idol. What the heck was that like? I can't imagine the pressure. So how did it come about? And how did things roll on for this for you? Because it's just brought you into the whole world.
Yeah, they scouted me, and I auditioned a couple years ago, and didn't really know what to expect, and just wanted to go meet people. Didn't really care what came from it, and met like some of my best friends on the planet doing it, and it was a very stressful time, but also it was a really good glimpse into just the music business, and I think I got like a very intense condensed course on the music industry and like things that I like and things that I don't, and I made it decently far through Hollywood Week. It wasn't aired very much, but it kind of set a platform for me for finding the confidence to move out to LA from Phoenix. So I'm super grateful that I did the show, and yeah.
What is it like in that crucible?
You know, my experience is not like most people's because I did it peak pandemic, but pre-vaccine. So we were super isolated. We were pretty much locked in a hotel room with very little resources, and just got on a stage and sang and interviewed all day, and then went back to the hotel room and isolated. So honestly, though, even through that, I was able to meet a lot of friends, and it was, I don't know if I'm answering your question, but
No,
I had
you
a
are.
great time.
No, you're really
even through
answering
the chaos, I had a very good time.
With the now your friends and people like that back home, was your phone just like ringing off the hook?
We're not supposed to talk about it, so you actually signed quite a few NDAs as well. So, so when we were there, no one was really supposed to know. Obviously, my immediate family knew because I was gone, and and then other than that, not really. No, I didn't really talk about it a whole lot. I didn't really post about it a whole lot. Because I really wanted that experience for me. It was one of the first like big things I got to do after, you know, leaving a band and sort of figuring out what I wanted to do in my own artistry under my name. So yeah, I kind of kept it to myself and just reaped the benefits of it. And, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of benefits you are reaping it.
Yeah.
I love your music. I love
Thank you.
You're doing, and I love that it seems to be growing not just by like the year, but by the album. By the song. That's what I really, really love.
Thank you.
But what's your process in writing your own music?
So, I mean, I love playing guitar. That's like one of my favorite pastimes. It's a huge anxiety reducer for me. So, a lot of times I will just sit and play guitar until my hands can't anymore, and I'll come up with some sort of guitar riff or instrumental, and then I've always got like a stack of poems in my phone ready to go because I never sit down and think like I'm gonna write a song ever because it doesn't work for me. So usually I've got a bunch of chords ready to go and I've got a bunch of poems ready to go, and I added them both, and then.
How do you do that? Because I really don't know. I have no idea.
Poems in the Notes app, and then I write instrumentals in my voice memo app. And then I can kind of just intertwine the two.
Just you can work all day.
If I want to, yeah. But I usually don't have thoughts to write down all day. So usually I'll just open it when I think of something, and then look at it later. And
I love how like ambiguous you are. I could not nail you down. You're like I'm thinking like she must be writing, and then you're like usually not. I'm not thinking about anything.
No. Because I usually don't. I already overthink as it is, so I try to not overthink my art. It's like a huge goal of mine. So I will just write down a good line if I have it, or sometimes I'll have a good guitar part. And I mean, one of my songs I wrote and finished in 20 minutes, you know? So I don't have a process, and I don't like to tell myself to have one because it just doesn't work for me. So I just write a song when I feel like it, and yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that. I write something down myself when I feel like it.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever written something that you didn't understand, and
all the
then,
time.
like, later on you understood it, like maybe a year or so, or even more later?
All the time, yeah. I mean, I have poems that I still really like from when I was 15, and you know, and sometimes I'll like scroll on my Notes app and do one of those like huge swipes and just click one because there's so many unused poems in my phone, and I'll be like, oh, that's crazy. I still feel that way, and revisit it that way.
I love that backdoor brag. That was really cool.
Yeah, which part? I don't know.
The whole thing.
Oh.
It's just loved it.
I don't know.
I have so many poems. It's so crazy. Yeah, and they're all so great.
I mean, sometimes.
I try to write poetry from time to time, but they end up being limericks. So
That's fair.
they suck. I suck.
At least you can identify that.
Well, there
It's
you
half the
go.
battle.
How did you pick out because here you are, there's all of these people obviously coming up to you and wanting to ask you out and whatnot. How did you finally pick someone to go out with? I'm really interested in
My dating life?
well, relationships, like friendships and relationships, because I have the hardest time with that.
Really?
Like for me, for me, it's a really, really hard time, and I get burned a lot. So I like to ask people like what they do.
Usually I feel like I was very lucky to have been born with a very thick intuition. There's a lot of the women in my family have that, and so I can't really take credit for that. I feel like I can just sit in front of somebody and I hate to use the word, but I can kind of vibe them out, I don't know. I think that I either connect with people or I don't. And so I try to respect everybody and, be present with everybody, but I only put my energy into people that I'm excited about.
God, you are so psychologically mature.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I also have been burned by many, many people in my life. And I have plenty of songs about it, too. And I think that I used to be very excited by anybody who would give me their time. And now I, fortunately and unfortunately, do not have a lot of time to spare. So I really have to be really picky with who I keep in my circle, and not in a narcissistic way. It's
No.
I'm either on tour or I'm out of town, or it's the one day a week that I actually can sit with my boyfriend,
Yeah.
So it's if I don't want to be around somebody, I just don't make myself anymore.
Wow, so you really nailed that down about
I think so.
Your time.
It's okay. I'm gonna go do my own thing in LA and spend time with people that I want to be with and FaceTime the people I miss, and I'm good with that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Everything about you is cool.
Thank you.
Can I just hang out with you for
Absolutely.
a day?
I thought we were hanging out after this.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna get something to eat.
Perfect.
I want to ask you, where can people find you if they want to get a hold of you? Because there's going to be a lot of people watching this who are going to want to get a hold of you.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, Instagram is what I use the most. I should say emailing. I should say all the other pretentious shit, but I spend the most time on Instagram, so I'm most responsive on Instagram.
And which is what address or whatever?
Yeah, it's just at TAYLOR SACKSON. So I don't know if my name will be on the screen. If not, my name will be on the screen. So yeah, I don't know. And then I also I only have a few things on iTunes and Spotify. I'm sitting on an album that I'm waiting to release hopefully soon. So there's a couple songs on there to hold everybody over. But
Are you as far as when you're creating your album?
Yeah.
Are you a day person or a night person?
Probably day. I'm kind of like a grandma. I wake up at 6 a.m. and go to bed at 10. So I suppose that's day.
Yeah, you're the first one.
Yeah.
All my friends in music, they work all night long.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I was doing that. When I first moved here, I was trying to people please and do what everyone else was doing, and I was up all night, and I was like, no, I like to go to bed early, and so I just say no to shit now. But I heard you were really cool, so I'm up here, till 9 o'clock, but but I had a good vibe.
You heard right.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
Yeah, no, we want to get you out of here so we can get you home because we know you've got
I'm so tired.
You've got to get those, your humidity machines all turned on. And,
right.
do you have a cat?
I have 2 cats. Thank you for asking. Do you have a cat?
No, I'm not a pet person at all.
Just curious on what made you ask me if I have a cat.
Well, because I remember reading this thing about Stevie Nicks, and basically, everything I read about her reminds me of you. That she
Thank you.
was always a certain way, and the way that she always was probably, even though she was very young, like you are, probably like 30 years, 40 years older. Actually, the way that she would act,
Right.
she was always like this, cats and shawls and you know, taking cold remedies and different things, you know.
That is
different
my
like
daily
that.
routine, actually. It's funny you say
Rubbing
that.
in Bengay and you know, but these are the things that she did, and
So
it
I
just
give off cat owner vibes.
well, yeah, because cats are so like mellow, like, and you know, like dogs are just like right there, but you give me the feeling of somebody who could like take it or leave it. Like, I don't know, like at any time during this interview, you could just like get up and leave. You know,
I've only thought about it once, but yeah.
in this interview or in any interview.
I mean, you can think for yourself.
This one is one for the books.
Yeah.
This is one at the end of the year. Yeah, I thought about walking on your show. Still here though, for the moment.
Yeah.
You know what? We seriously love having you here. You've been unlike
you.
any other guest that we've had here.
That's good.
The thing that I love the most about this job is when I get to sit down with someone who is honest, who is absolutely honest.
Thank you.
You know, and you are so honest and so wonderful that I actually want to send you home with.
Holy shit. Oh. Oh my gosh.
Red Bull, everybody. It gives you rings. Ride the bull! That's
Thank
for you.
Wow. Wow. I don't know what to say. That's awesome.
Yeah. Nobody ever knows what to say when someone just hands them a Red Bull. You know?
I'll take any Red Bull anytime.
Right on. Well, listen, you've been great. Would you come back and see us again? Because we would love to see you. And before you leave, is it possible that we could get you to play us a song?
I suppose.
I'd like to. Okay, how about this then? Let me push it just a little bit further. Can we get you to play us 2 songs?
Sure.
Yes! All right! Everybody, kick back, relax. She's got her Red Bull. Taylor Sackson's going to be back in just a moment. And we're going to get down with her music. Yeah, that's right. So everybody come on back and let's do this thing. Woo!
I wake up to the clouds and they grin at me. I grin until my cheeks split open. When it falls apart, just like it always does, that'll be a reminder. Thank you.
This is why I do these shows. This is why I do these shows. So we can hear music like that. Did y'all like it? Did you love it? Best thing ever, I'm telling you. Taylor Sackson, everybody. Go out there, follow her, listen to her music, and don't ever stop because it's just going to keep getting better and better. My name's B.D. Freeman. This has been the B.D. Freeman Show. Don't forget, like I always tell you, you are not in an interracial relationship unless you're sleeping with a horse or a chicken. Everybody, good night. Go to bed.